So, do we
Yeah.
need to have this wallets, NFT, and everything in the metaverse or not?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's another question.
So the answer is no.
We can just start with a question. What exactly is the metaverse? Is it like Facebook, now called Meta, that are going to create this space? Is it all kinds of companies that are going to create their own space? Is it just one thing? Is it many things? Can you give us a better idea of what the metaverse is?
Sure, I think it's first of all, it's one of the most important questions, and it spent years trying to get explanation of what the internet is, for example, right? And one of the way to describe the metaverse, it's one of the next dimension of the internet. So it's a massive structure. Nobody owns it. There are no even a single company who can say, okay, this is like metaverse is mine. It's a more like like a planetary structure again, and
Yeah.
company can contribute.
Yeah.
So, and I understand that one of the like biggest role in a evolution of the metaverse will be kind of given to the creators. And there are many very important things to understand for creators before they entering the metaverse. And one of the
Yeah.
most important word is interoperability. So if you want to go like a deeper inside is this, we can open up this term. But in
Yeah.
general, I can only give one advice. Think of it like imagine information flow. We're always finding a new way to deliver the information, like from books, recording, TV, social media. They're always like a new big channel, and you can think of it like a next a way to communicate with the audience, next way to distribute information, next way to kind of connect people between each other in an
Yeah.
immersive three-dimensional environment where we'll
Yeah.
present it as avatars and can
Yes.
be connected through the distance without need to meet in person. But it's just a
All
kind of
right.
a vision, yeah.
Yeah, so the metaverse is kind of a virtual world, right? That's built on the internet. I think like 10 or 15 years ago, we had something like, what was it called? Second Life. Have you heard about
Sure.
that? You know what that is?
Yeah, it was one of the first, right?
So wasn't it the same idea there that there was like this virtual world and you could walk around, you could talk to other people, and that was not called the metaverse. So now we have the what's the difference between like the thing that we like things like Second Life that we had 15 years ago and the metaverse that we're talking about now?
Basically, you can say that it was like a proto metaverse, and it's
Okay.
all. It's if we're talking about the word, so of course we can kind of find it in the books, and we can find really good novels, and when they trying to bring this term, but. To be honest, I strongly believe that there is still way to change the term because we're always having this like extended realities and spatial computing. Then it's just a it's more about the idea. If you believe that your tiny phone is too small to kind of digest all this information flow coming to you, if you believe that there are a city just waiting to kind of to get all this information on the cover of the buildings, and you believe that the digital information will be mixed with physical,
Yeah.
it's one of the side of the metaverse. And the other side is kind of virtual worlds where we can
Yeah.
also spend the time with the friends. So if you believe in this, you can name it in a way you want.
All right. So like if we think about like online video games, right? I'm not really into gaming, but I like there are games where you can play with other gamers from all over the world in one virtual world, right? Is that also called the metaverse then, or is that not really what people mean when they talk about the metaverse nowadays? I'm just
Uh,
trying to get an idea of what do people mean when they say metaverse, and what's the difference with the things that we already know.
to be honest, it feels a little bit like a Wild West right now, especially here in Dubai. Lots of people coming with a two-dimensional game.
Mm.
and saying like, welcome to our unique, super cool, mega interoperable metaverse, so it's just this first hype level of companies who trying to bring and call everything metaverse. They just going down right now, and there are more like a few players right now trying to define the term. But in general, let's bring the formula, okay, for the creator. So
Yes.
if you have a three-dimensional avatar as a representation of your body, if you have
Yeah.
three-dimensional space,
Yeah.
let's call the context or architecture world,
Mm.
and also we have some items inside, and you
Mm.
probably can meet other people inside this three-dimensional world. So you can start calling this a metaverse.
Yeah.
And maybe it's kind of a deep, it could be important part for the conversation. Um, it's a Web3. So do we
Yeah.
need to have this wallets, NFT, and everything in the metaverse or not?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's another question.
So the answer is no. You don't need to have a wallet, or you don't need to kind of
Okay.
decentralize all the systems.
Okay.
It could be.
That's really important because first I thought that the metaverse was going to be built uh, on crypto, basically. So you're saying that that's not necessarily true. The metaverse is a virtual world. It can be built on a blockchain. It can also be built on just the internet as we know it.
Yeah, yeah. So the biggest players and the biggest speakers in this term, they think this. So it's not my like a personal. It's more like
Yeah.
a community thinking in
Yeah.
this way, and it's all about numbers. If you have a look on the biggest metaverses like Fortnite or Roblox, they have like millions and tens of millions users, and they're not even yeah, they are not decentralized. And the
Mm.
biggest player, or let's say the name we hear the most, is like a Decentraland. They have like a lack of the monthly users. They have like a, I don't know, maybe 50,000, something like this. So it's very, very small number. I mean, it's changing. Sometimes it's big, sometimes it's not. But in general, we can say that it's better for metaverse to have options, to be decentralized and decentralized system. And then we will see what is the power of the Web3 will be next decade, and it will be reflected. But I only can confirm that it was, they were ready. The metaverse were ready, and the Web3 technology were ready, and then they kind of merged, and it's
Yeah.
kind of a spark. So
Yeah.
that's why it's so much attention to this.
So these were basically two developments that took place at the same time, like the metaverse, and then we have the crypto thing, and now people tend to call that phenomenon Web3, right? Do I
Um,
summarize that correctly?
yeah. Yeah. It's like there. First of all, there are some companies trying to merge. For example, in our case, we are trying to provide both solutions. So, meaning if you
Mm.
don't have wallet, you still can enter the metaverse. You can run around. But if you want to kind of purchase something, or you want to buy, of course, we provide the option. You can even pay with a credit card, and then it will kind of convert to the crypto and provide you a token, confirming that you own this three-dimensional object in the metaverse.